In this episode, we're talking about how to become a subject matter expert in your field. If you think that becoming a subject matter expert means getting a degree or putting in 10,000 hours, mastering everything, well, you've probably been doing it the slowest and least effective way possible. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 levels of expertise, why most people get stuck at level 1, and what it actually takes to become the go-to authority in your space without waiting years to feel ready. So let's dive right in. There are 3 different levels of expertise. Level 1 is the academic book knowledge. This is studying, researching, learning, asking questions. So this is where PhDs live, and this is where degrees and certifications come in. But the reality is, level 1 is the least valuable area you can be. You can know everything and still not be able to do anything with it. So level 2 is applied knowledge. This is where you've taken what you know and you've actually gotten a result. So you went from point A to point B. You figured out what works and what doesn't work, and all the little nuances in between. So there's a lot of lessons that you learned there. So beyond level 1 and 2 is level 3. And at level 3, this is where you can take someone else from point A to point B. And this takes a completely different skill set. Now it's not just about what worked for you, it's about understanding how to get it to work for someone else in their situation with their limitations. And when you can do that repeatedly, predictably, now you're a true subject matter expert. There's an idea out there that you need 10,000 hours to be considered an expert. And this is obviously just an arbitrary number. Some things take way less time, some things might take more, but more importantly, time isn't what makes you an expert, results do. Another big myth is that you need degrees or certifications, you need credentials, and education isn't bad. I've got a degree in human biology. Knowledge is great, but even with all the knowledge you can acquire, it only gets you to level 1, and that's what those institutions sell. It's a business for them. They sell knowledge. But the marketplace values results, right? Nobody hires a consultant, a coach, or a strategist because they have a certificate or because of the letters behind their name. They hire them because they can help them get a result. So I first realized that I was a subject matter expert over a decade ago. I discovered this strategy, I studied it, I believed in it, I had proven it in small ways, episode by episode, but I had this bigger vision. I could see what was possible if we applied it across an entire YouTube channel, hundreds of episodes, and I believed what would happen. I had this vision of what would happen if we did that. The problem was I could not sell that package. I didn't have a track record. I'd never done it at that scale before, so I got creative. I partnered with 2 people, so 2 different businesses or 2 different YouTube channels, and I offered my services for free in exchange for the share of future profits. So if it failed, they lost nothing, but if it worked, I would get the upside, and more importantly, I'd get proof. So both these 2 channels became a wild success, and this obviously changed everything. So now people weren't asking, will this work? They were saying, can you do this same thing for me? So that's when I became a level 3 expert, not because I had more knowledge, but I had results and I could replicate those results for others. Most people get stuck at level 1. They think if I just learn more, I'll become an expert. And no, you become more educated. So they go on to get another degree, another certification, more credentials, thinking that that's the path forward. And for some careers, maybe it is, but a lot of the most successful people skip that path entirely. They jump in and they figure it out. They Google what they need when they need it, and they focus only on what solves the problem that's right in front of them. They get faster results. So if you really want to accelerate, you can't stop at learning, but you've actually got to start doing. And even better, learn while you're doing. Get around someone who's already doing it. You can be an apprentice and you can get feedback in real time. So this type of activity will move you forward way faster than just sitting in a classroom. Now here's the part that nobody talks about. Level 3 is hard because it's not just doing, it's teaching and leading. And teaching isn't just explaining what you know, it's translating what's in your brain so that someone else can actually apply it. So in my mind, I've had to learn how to do that. because I can see the path clearly, but I have to transfer what's in my head to yours in a way that you understand it. And I need to be able to look at what you're doing. So I might say, stop doing that and do this instead. But if they don't understand the why or the how, then they can't continue without me. So a true level 3 expert builds independence in others, not dependence. Now, there are a few misconceptions that really hold people back. One is that thinking credentials equal credibility, and that might get you attention, but they don't give you trust. Trust comes from results, from proof, from a track record. Okay, and another one is thinking that you need more time before you can start. So that's usually just self-doubt. And there's one more myth or misconception that really frustrates me. It's when someone with a high level of knowledge criticizes someone with a level 2 or level 3 experience. They might say something like, that's not the right way to do it. Meanwhile, the person they're criticizing is actually getting results. So results beat theory every time. And then finally, there's one more myth, thinking the experts have everything figured out, because they obviously don't. If anything, the more experienced you are, the more you realize what you still don't know. But you do know what works, and you know how to get results, and that's what matters. Today I can point to dozens of people that I've helped become the go-to expert in their field, not by making them look like an expert, but by positioning their expertise and helping them get real results. Building relationships, creating visibility, showing proof. So that's how you go from being an expert to being recognized as the expert, because those are two very different things. And if your goal is to become a world-renowned thought leader, you don't just need knowledge, you need results, you need repetition, and you need the ability to help others succeed. If you want to completely shift the way you see marketing and stop spinning your wheels trying to look like an expert, watch this next video right here. What are the benefits of personal branding? Once you understand that, everything is going to change how you position yourself and how you become the go-to authority in your space. In fact, I expect that video will cause a paradigm shift, because a lot of the things that people teach about personal branding are wrong, and I'm going to teach you a new perspective so that you can really get results. I'll see you there.